Hey you guys, it's your girl, my Asia I May. Welcome back to Crown and Posh. Today we're going to get into the interview Tisha recently did with DJ Richie Sky. So a shout out to him for that amazing interview. I didn't watch the entire thing, guys, because Tisha's voice was just, I couldn't take the whole entire interview. It was just parts where her voice, went up an octave and it was like, I just can't. So what I have for you guys is clips today. And we're going to get into those clips. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like this video, and of course hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time I upload content. Now, what I want to say first about the video, about the interview, first of all, it was just denial, deflection. I mean, DJ Richie Sky got straight into it. He asked her about, the way Martell conducts himself in reference to the cheating allegations, as well as, his back and forth with fans. And it seems like he's taunting viewers as well as, taunting Tisha as well, which causes her in return to look like a sad puppy, on camera. And disclaimer, I think Tisha is beautiful. She is so beautiful. You are intelligent. She has master's degrees and so forth. But when it comes to your husband, you are complete dunce. Like, I need her to have the dunce cap. And frankly, at this point, guys, I'm not even going to lie. I'm tired of the shenanigans from the Scotts. Like, they think the viewers are stupid. No one's stupid. Tisha, you were confronted several times with the information, especially directly from the source. It came from Martell, who is friends with your husband. Well, I don't use friends loosely now, but prior, they were all friends, buddy, hanging out together. And we know birds of the feather flock together. And we know that it is highly likely that they all were doing dirt together. And this is why we don't see the Scotts, get on Martell's bad side. Not too much, We know that Martell is holding the truth over everyone's heads as far as the Scotts is concerned. And so that's why they don't, ruffle his feathers too much. And so Tisha has nothing better else to do but turn the heat on Melody and make it Melody's fault, because she can't really blame her husband. And so, guys, I'm just at a point where I'm really over it. But, commentary is commentary. And as much as Tisha gets on my nerve with her being naive and the cattiness and the jealousy with Mel, as much as she gets on my nerves with that, guys, like I said, Tisha is beautiful, a beautiful woman, a beautiful black woman at that. And so I still support her to a certain extent, but we still going to drag her whenever necessary. Sorry, Tisha. Sorry, Miss Wanda. She's still going to get dragged, because your daughter be up there on national TV just looking pitiful behind the eyes and making a fool of herself. Like, no, that's not what real boss women do. This is not how they conduct themselves with men. So it just frustrates me, guys. It really does. And I know you're frustrated too as the viewers, because we see that they're all playing in our face. So anyways, back to DJ Richie Sky's interview. Tisha got up here. They got straight into it. He asked her how he felt about Martell bringing up the 20 girlfriend situation. And, you just see Tisha doing a bunch of deflecting, blaming the Holtz. Yeah, you and Melody got into a little back and forth, but after the fact. But do remember, it was Martell who exposed it. It was Martell who threw your husband under the bus. And then fast forward to today, still throwing your husband under the bus. And you get up here like Captain Save-A-Ho and put that cape on for him when you really don't know the truth. And the truth is, it is highly likely that your husband was right along with Martell doing the dirt. It's just that the Scots are smarter about their dirt. That's the only difference. So I just want you guys to see through the bull. I just want you guys to just see it for what it is. They're all using Mel as an scapegoat. And, we're tired of seeing it. I need all of y'all, Scots, take accountability. Stop being so deceptive and trying to cover your tracks, because it's showing. It's all showing. But anyway, guys, let's get into this clip, and I'll be giving you commentary in between.
Okay.
I feel like Marceau is a jokester, and he does not mind trolling the audience. And sometimes I feel like him trolling the audience, while he's laughing, I feel like sometimes it puts you in the hot seat. Do you ever feel like that?
It does, because, and I tell him this all the time, like, he don't watch reality TV. Like, he just started watching when our show came out. So with Marceau, I know his personality. So in the very beginning, he'll say something. I'm like, whatever, Marceau, or I laugh it off. And then I get the name, oh, she's so naive, or she's so this. And I'm like, but he's joking. And you have to get to know his personality, a little bit better in order to get that from him. So I think some people or some fans, they're getting it now. But I brush him off all the time because I'm like, oh, he ain't for real.
When I got it? When he posted that photo from the boys' trip, I said, I know, you know what? This man is playing with us.
Yes. He likes it. I told him he should have been an attorney. He likes to debate. He likes to argue. He loves it. He will be in comments all day going back and forth with people. He loves it. I'm like, I don't have time for that.
So how do y'all, like, as a couple, and I ask this, as somebody who is just recently married.
Yeah.
How do y'all deal with the show and the rumors on a day-to-day basis? How does that work for LaTisha and Marceau? Like, when the cameras are not there, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal?
At first it was hard for me because it was just like so much, and I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to all the negativity. I wasn't used to somebody just honestly like coming for your marriage, trying to destroy your marriage or break up a family. And it was hard for me, but Marceau, he's so good at rubbing it off and not letting it get to him. And so he'll talk to me about it, like, babe, listen, these people don't know you. You can't take this stuff in. They're not telling the truth. And I'm like, whatever. I used to just side-eye. And I used to always question myself, like, I trust my husband, but I was like, is it something I missed? Did I not see something? I was starting to question myself in my marriage too in the beginning. But then I had to realize, like, Tisha, you've never had these issues before. Like, people can't, I don't care how many times you tell me that I had to face something. If I haven't faced it, I haven't faced it. So I had to just sit back and step in my truth and, believe that the history that we have, and we have a good foundation, and just really go back and go into that. Mm-hmm. It's like you just really have to truly trust your partner and trust what you guys have built over the years. And we have a strong foundation, and there's no perfect marriage, but some of the things that they was throwing at us, I haven't dealt with it. And I felt like it was a distraction because I really wanted to talk about, some of the things we really did have to overcome within our relationship and our marriage. But infidelity wasn't one of them, I'm like, it just wasn't my case. And then once I started having people come to me, it was like, we've been offered money to come on the show and said we slept with your husband. I was like, oh my God, like, this
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything. You know what I'm saying? So,
wow. Yeah. That's deep.
Yeah. So that's what we had to deal with behind, once the show is off, we have to deal with this type of stuff. So I'm like, I just didn't know people were so mean and so cruel in this world. So,
Do you think that's the reason why one of my favorite people, Miss Wanda, is so protective of you?
I think she knows me. My mom knows me. She knows that I'm a good person. At the end of the day, like, I have a good heart. I'm just a good person. I believe the best in people. And she feels like, Tisha, you need to dig into this a little bit more, or you need to really pay attention to these things. This stuff ain't out here for nothing. Like, she's old school. And I'm like, Mom, I got book sense. I got street sense. Believe me, I know what's going on. But I'm not as argumentative as my mom, or I'm not just as aggressive as my mom. And so I think that's why. And people, what they have to realize is that, so my mom, I was raised by a single mom, and I have, my mom, you had just seen the scene with me and my mom. She was telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, I'm tired. So I'm asking him, like, what's real? What really went down in Atlanta? What happened? So no, that was us. Yeah,
That
those
scene
tears
right
from
there, that
Marcel
was
was real. The tears from him was real. Like, he was like, I
no,
don't know.
I
Yeah, he was
felt
like, I
that.
don't know what I've done to these people. Why are they coming so hard at me? Like, why? Why people want to destroy us? There's a song out, They Hate Our Love. We was like, that's us. That's us. Like, I don't know why, but it's just, it's us on this show.
That was a very powerful scene. I will never forget that scene. It just felt so. I mean, it almost felt like a music video. I said it was like a Kiki
You
Wyatt
said
music
that,
video.
yeah. I was like, I can see that. Okay.
It was given 90s video. I was like, yes. I was like, oh, you said get in the car. I was like, okay, she need business today.
And then the producers, with that music they was playing, I was like, oh, because we watching with you guys. So I'm looking like, oh my God.
I loved it. I loved it. I gotta ask you about
Okay.
you and Melody.
Okay.
Y'all used to be so close.
Yeah.
Do you think it was the show, or do you think it was what she was going through that ultimately led to the demise of your friendship? And where do you guys stand today?
Okay. I think I should give a little background first.
Okay.
So before the show, Mel and Martell, the Scotts, we was all really close. We hung out all the time, speaking out of each other's house, got up in the morning, cooked breakfast, talk, everything. Then when the infidelity happened with Martell, was like 2 years before we started filming this show. We was there for Mel, the whole process, there for her, helping her through it, talking to her, talking her out of doing crazy things like this social media stuff. We talked them out of that years ago, because that's what they wanted to. That was something Mel wanted to do back then. And then her and Martell made up, and we just didn't hear from them for maybe a year. I would say a year. We didn't hear from them until it was time for this show. They called us to a meeting. They was like, hey guys, we want to let y'all know we pitched a show idea to Carlos, and we told, I don't know if they said Carlos. They said they pitched the show idea, and we told them about the comeback group. And they was like, will y'all be willing to do an interview with them to talk about the comeback group? We was like, sure, fine, yeah. And so, now the rest is history. We got the show and everything. But prior to that, we had honestly stopped talking, because at that time, she was saying that Martell blamed the guys for him stepping out. And so that within itself just put a strain in our relationship. But it was no bad blood. It's like, you stop hanging out with people, it is what it is.
Yeah.
When the show comes on, so you guys see that our relationship is still iffy, but we talk about it. And when I asked her, what happened? Why did we stop talking or whatever? And I forgot the response she had. But that's where all of that came from. And then on the show, you see, them talking about the infidelity, and then it just put a strain in our relationship, because we honestly thought they was over it. When we got picked up on the show, we thought they was over everything. It happened and they had moved forward. So on the scenes with us joking about it, we honestly didn't know how to handle the questions because we was also asked not to talk about that on the show by Mel and Martell. They asked us not to talk about it. It was like, fine, okay. So when the producers asked us about it, we were like, we didn't even know y'all knew. So in my scene with Marceau in the bedroom, and I'm like, what's going on with Martell? You need to talk to your boy. I'm gonna talk to Mel. You talk to your boy. Let's figure out what's going on. Because I just didn't know how to approach it on the show because we was asked by them not to talk about it. But then we have the producers saying, this is reality TV. We know what's going on. You guys are going to talk about it.
Right.
So I think that within itself just really added to the fire of our relationship, I guess. And then the big coffee scene where, Martell was like, Marcel and Martell had that moment. He told Martell he slept with 20 women. And then at the coffee scene where you hear me and Mel talking about it, and I'm like, why is Martell lying? And she was like, well, how do you know it's a lie? And I'm like, well, first of all, I do know facts about your relationship that I haven't even said on TV. So if we don't speak the truth, if you're trying to put this out here about my husband, I'm going to speak facts and truth about y'all's situation. And so when the whole BMW statement came out, that was it. That was the start of the disaster of our relationship. Yeah. And I didn't even think that was bad. I could have said way worse.
Is there any way to come back from it? Like, is there any glimmer of that this season?
I thought we had moved past it. Like at the finale of Mel's release of her video, all of us was there. We was having a good time. We took pictures together. Like, honestly, I thought we moved past it. But then at the reunion, we're talking at the reunion and Carlos asked me a question. I spoke my truth about it. But then after that, now I'm an enemy? When we come back to film this season, you're my enemy? I'm like, where did it even come from? Because you didn't like what I had to say at the reunion. Mel didn't like what I said at the reunion. So now, coming back this season, I'm her enemy. I don't know if she's needed a storyline. I don't know what it is because it just keeps going on. And I'm past it. Like, at the end of the day, we don't have to be friends. We're not friends. But, let's move forward. And we try.
Hey guys, real quick, let me give you a tip on Udemy. It's a big online learning platform with video courses and thousands.
This season, I think there's something out already about the family trip that has taken place this season. And so you would see us pop up, with them on their family trip. And it was cordial. It was a cordial conversation. So hopefully at this point, we really just, hey girl, let's just be cordial and keep it moving. The friendship, no, I don't think we ever be friends again. But we can be co-workers. We can be cordial. We can be at dinner together and sit down and eat and laugh and hey girl, bye girl, and keep it moving.
Okay. Well, that's promising right there. Yeah. I want to ask one more question about, because I think that people love this relationship that you have with Kimmy.
Okay.
So there you have it, guys. That was Tisha's interview with DJ Richie Sky. And you know how I feel about it. Tisha, made excuses for Miss Wanda per usual. Codependent relationship. She doesn't hold her mother accountable for nothing. And so that is what it is. Her background, having a child at 15 and, them being basically from the hood. And, she's just going to make her excuses for her mother. It is what it is at this point. If Miss Wanda get up here and say anything crazy again or say anything too left, we just going to continue to drag her just like we're dragging Tisha. And that it is what it is at this point. So in our next clip, what we're going to get into is a flashback clip. And this is when the 20 Girlfriends allegations came out. Tisha and Mel basically getting into a back and forth, and Mel basically saying, you know what, your husband, you need to check on what he's doing because you're so naive. Even if I tell you the truth, you're not going to believe me anyway. Because, Tisha, blind, can't see now. But anyway, her and Mel go back and forth. And basically, just like in DJ Richie Scott's interview, Tisha tried to make it seem like she was completely innocent, like she wasn't the one that threw the first shot. It was the Holtz, using Holtz plural, Mel and Martell, when it was really just Martell. And when Melody, basically confirmed, there's, you need to check on it, because I believe Melody knows it all. And once again, I cannot wait till she sits down with the bloggers and expose them all. If she doesn't do it with the bloggers, I hope she does it on the reunion. Expose them all, because we're tired of them, Mel. And I know you're tired of them as well. But I think that when Mel had that private detective, I think that everything was found out, what Martell was doing and how the Scotts was involved. We know that Marcel was, paying for things for Arion, and basically Marcel was basically being the middleman with that. But I believe that that private detective also found out what the Scotts were doing as well. Mind you, they were all in cahoots together. They were helping him cheat. So you mean to tell me you don't think that they was doing something? Like, come on. Y'all, the delusion is so real. And that's why I limit my commentary on Tisha, because I get so frustrated. And remind you, I'm 32. You're like 40. Like, come on. It's sad. It's so sad to encounter women like Tisha. And again, I think she's beautiful. She's educated. But you really don't have those street smarts. Like, I really don't feel like you do, even though you say you do. But I can't get with it. I just can't get with it. So let's get into the next clip, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
Your husband has made these false statements about Marcel.
How do you know they're false?
Because I know they're false.
How do you know they're false?
Are they real?
That's neither here nor there for me to say.
Okay. You feel like Marcel is out there doing something and you know about it. You know the pain of that situation. So if you know something, why wouldn't you come to me and say something to me?
You know why I wouldn't dare tell you anything? Because you don't believe I say anyway. So figure it out on your own. You figure it out on your own.
Okay. I don't have to figure out anything because I know my husband is faithful.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Yes. Your husband has made these false statements about Marcel.
How do you know they're false?
Because I know they're false.
How do you know they're false?
Are they real?
That's neither here nor there for me to say.
Okay. You feel like Marcel is out there doing something and you know about it. You know the pain of that situation. So if you know something, why wouldn't you come to me and say something to me?
You know why I wouldn't dare tell you anything? Because you don't believe I say anyway. So figure it out on your own. You figure it out on your own.
Okay. I don't have to figure out anything because I know my husband is faithful. Just because your husband did all
it ain't no just
had
because.
a girlfriend for 3.5 years and a whole bunch of side chicks.
So this is what I'm gonna say. When your husband's at the bar, late at night, coming home at 5, 6 in the morning, you might want to roll up, get them kids to a babysitter, and roll up to the bar, honey. Roll up to the bar. How can you be real with someone when they don't want to hear the real anyway? That's all I'm saying. Roll up. Honey, roll up. Don't call me sweetie. Remember, see, that's what I'm talking about. You do don't do this, but then you do it.
You know what? This is not going to go anywhere. You're not being honest.
Oh, yeah, I'm not being honest. I am not being honest, y'all. That's fine.
So, good luck with you and your husband with his 3.5-year relationship.
And good luck with yours. I'm not going to give you all your info yet, but I'll give you the receipts when you're ready to really see
I have the receipt for that BMW he bought
when
that
you
girl
really to
too.
see him.
Martell has a matching BMW with somebody and is not his wife.
So in that same conversation between Melody and Tisha, you really claim to have knowledge, receipts, that Marceau had been unfaithful to Tisha. My question to you, Tisha, is, because some of us would rather just not know and continue life as we know it. And if that's okay, if you make that decision. But if she and Martell have facts, have information that unfortunately may disrupt your life, would you want to know? And would you want to know right now?
Okay, let me just tell you this. Just like Mel and Martell found out she wasn't looking for it, God laid it on her lap. If anything is going down in my household, God will reveal it to me.
Well, why she
And
keep
yes,
coming
I am
asking
that
me stuff?
person. I would want to know. But God would show me. My husband and I, we've never experienced that. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that my husband is cheated on me or have cheated on me. I don't feel it. I don't suspect it. I have nothing.
I noticed whenever that conversation would come up, Marcel, you never firmly denied it. I'm going to ask you right now, if not 20 or 27 girls, has there been one?
No one ever. Not one.
Not a one.
I talked to Tisha that night, I told Martell at the same time. I wasn't just sitting back being straight-faced, but my concern when Tisha says, hey, I'm asking you this question straightforward, I'm saying, how are you even asking me that,
Why are you guys whispering and laughing? What is it?
I ain't laughing. He whispered
Yeah,
something to me.
I whispered. So
You want to share that?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
no. It's like what Marcel talking about. That's all.
So,
No. No. I'm just listening to him. Go ahead.
Martell, do you want to give the receipts?
Oh, no. I'm good. I mean, it just depends on how Tisha continue to act, because my thing is...
My thing is...
No, because...
How do you know? You said, I know
hold on.
for a fact. You said, I know for a fact.
Oh,
You
of
stepped
course.
out.
Oh, yeah, I know
How
for a
do
fact.
you know for a fact? Were
Hold
you
on,
there?
but my thing is the reason
That's
that...
a good question. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Wait, did he ask you, did Mel try to sleep with you?
Stop.
Why?
Stop.
Did you
Stop,
ask
Tisha.
Marcel that?
You guys, and so the last clip was from the season 1 reunion with Egypt hosting. And you guys, when I say Tisha looked like a fool up there on that stage, Egypt made her look stupid, the Holtz made her look stupid, Marceau made her look stupid. It was just like, I think that's when a lot of people felt bad for Tisha, because she, even though it was right in her face, Martell confirmed and said he was there, he was present, she still looked dumbfounded and then went to deflect once again by saying, Marceau or Melody went to go see Marceau or something like it, or Melody wanted to sleep with Marceau. That was so foolish. No one believed that. But she sat up there and tried to throw that up after Martell confirmed your husband was cheating and he was there, he was present. So, y'all, even when we go back and we look at the old clips or bring up what happened seasons ago, it all leads to the same thing, Tisha. Denial and deflection. So we catch your pattern. Here we go. The episode is dropping tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central. Love and Marriage Huntsville returns tonight. I know you guys are excited about this upcoming episode. I know y'all going to be watching it. You know I'm going to watch it. I'm going to have my little drink. You know that for sure. And I can't wait to afterwards so we can talk about it on my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and of course, hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload content. And to the next video, which is going to be our review of tonight's episode, I will see you guys then. Bye-bye.